What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Sunday, April 24th, 2022, and this is the AMC Gme and SPY Algo Exposed weekly update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope you had a great weekend as well. I want to go over all of the regulars that I go over here, my snake algo method and theory for AMC, GME, and SPY, as well as macro comparatives for all three. So, with that said, let's dig in. On your screen is AMC, and this is the intraday snake pool method that I had talked to you all in Thursday's update and prep video about. This was Friday. This is Thursday's clip using it straight up as is, and Friday's fulfillment of that projected snake. And it was impressive to see. It happened on SPY, it happened on GME, it happened on AMC, on DraftKings. We used it on quite a few of them on Friday, and it absolutely killed it. Almost candle for candle, dead on projection and fulfillment from it. Now, with that being said, I have gone back quite a ways. I went back through until the last marker, vertical marker that I put in where things changed back here on March 14th. And it's unfortunate, but as of right now, I do not have a pattern. I do not have a sequencing that I'm comfortable with to know, or to even think I know which one to use, or which one may be the one that gets used, if any, going into tomorrow. There have been a couple days throughout this entire thing that they have themselves and diverted and used the same one, the second half of it, in either the same or another way, which was weird in itself, and I'm not quite sure how to interpret that. As well as I have a few premium Discord members that have also dug into this and have sent me all of their findings as well. So I have a whole bunch of information and data to go through when it comes to this. I'm going to try to get through some of it periodically throughout the week this week. And if and when I can come up with something that I feel is beneficial, I will present it out here on the channel. But I did want to look at that. I will be, by the way, I will be live streaming tomorrow, and I will be looking at this during the live stream. So this is something that I'm going to be looking at daily. And obviously, if we get a good position on one and fulfillment, we'll be talking about it in the update and prep videos. The three from Friday are here: the straight up, the mirroring, and the flipped. So that's what I'll try to eyeball this up in the morning and see if we can get a placement on one of these prior to the live stream. If not, we'll look at it during the live stream tomorrow and talk about it and see what we can maybe come up with in the live stream. However, in the meantime, I'm also going to hopefully potentially keep going with the intra-week and intra-changing snakes that I have been doing for quite some time here, and hopefully get some fulfillment out of them. So with that in mind, the previous snake that was on here led into Thursday's bottom, and then we diverted to the downside on Friday. So one of two things happen when that happens. I have either clipped from the day of diversion or the day prior to diversion. This is the day of diversion. The blue one is clipping Friday and throwing Friday on here. The indication from this, if it is this clip, the day of diversion, would be initial consolidation, followed by a potential upside move tomorrow, mid-morning around lunchtime-ish, according to this, to about the 1760, 65 area, and then a pullback into the afternoon. Then the day prior to diversion is this one here, and the indication from it is continuation to downside, as you can see here. I will just the same as I'm going to approach the micro intraday ones, I will approach this tomorrow. Try to get a good placement. It would be initial placement tomorrow, would be the first day. So I'll try to get a good placement on them if I can in pre-market. If not, I'll try to in the live stream tomorrow as well. But that's what I'm looking at from all of the potential micro and micro to macro snakes on AMC going into tomorrow and potentially this week. The macro comparative for AMC is the macro double-double prior to the January 2021 run-up that you all are aware of. I have talked to you all for about the last 2 weeks, specifically last week and then the week prior leading up to it, talking about a potential diversion and an inverted mirroring of this downside bottom move, meaning this being put in, and that's exactly what last week gave us. Now, what am I expecting from this macro comparative potentially? With snakes completely out of my mind, just using this. So what I'm looking at is this, and I go back to this, and I'm always going back to this, which is what led me to potentially think that there would be a diversion and an inverted mirroring here, where we had replication of movement throughout this, then we had a inverted mirroring, a diversion and an inverted mirroring, continuation of inverted mirroring, and then it converged back with it with real price action and projection and fulfillment, and then down into the bottom. And being that it was into the bottom here, and that's when this happened, I was potentially anticipating that happening, which is why I talked about it for 2 weeks. And that's exactly what happened. Now, my anticipation and or potential expectation of this is one of a couple things. One would be to converge back with this macro comparative. Now, I see it one of two ways. If it goes heavy bull side right out of the gate tomorrow on the first 4 hour candle, right out of the gate, heavy bull side, and converges back here, or it just continues in this grind up manner and converges in that way to then eventually make this upside move there. Or just like there were 2 inverted mirrorings here, this were to continue downside and invert this top up here into a bottom down here, something like this, and then either converge back with this and back down, or consolidate in this bottom, and hopefully then we would get a move up. Hopefully that would indicate potentially following that in this manner, and that would create a double-double over here. So those are the things, and that's what I'm looking at when it comes to this macro comparative. I'm keeping this inverted mirroring in mind due to the previous inverted mirroring, and 2 of them as well as in the bottom. The macro comparative was indicating upside, and it gave 2 inverted mirrorings of that top into the bottom. So that's what I'm potentially looking at with the macro comparative for AMC. GME, the macro comparative, is the green. We are still following it, in my opinion. We are down the bottom here. We have not really had this ascending level in yet. It's been kind of flat. However, for this to continue following this, obviously I would want to see it continue to consolidate out across here, not drop down out. Going bull side, I'm okay with that if it were to go bull heavy, obviously, but that is where it's at currently in the macro comparative. In the snake algo method and snake, I took the tail end off of the previous one as it appeared like we had diverted to the downside on Friday. Therefore, I clipped Friday's movements and put it on here. The indication from it is immediate downside, just like the one from AMC is as well. And then the other clip to potentially take from this would be the day prior to diversion, which would be Thursday, 11 a.m. to end of day 1600. Come back out here to the 1 hour. And this is, and this is why I only have one of them on here, because they're both essentially indicating the exact same thing. This one here, however, potentially indicates a short-term move upside prior to continuation downside in that manner. So that's what I'm looking at potentially with the snakes from Gme, and the macro comparative for GME as well. Sorry, I daydreamed there for a second. All right, and then SPY. Last but not least, SPY. The macro comparative and the snake for SPY are essentially indicating the exact same thing. This current snake, the yellow one that is on SPY, has been projecting and fulfilling for 3 whole weeks now as of Friday. And the indication from it and the macro comparative are essentially exactly the same. And I'll come in here to the 4-hour and show you. And there they are. What looks and appears to be some consolidation into tomorrow from the macro comparative, potentially move up, continuation downside, being that the generalized perspective of the next macro movement is downside here. The snake is the exact same thing, potential short-term move upside, and then it looks like continuation downside in the form of consolidation prior to getting a little heavier bounce here than what the macro comparative is showing. So there is a little bit of a nuanced difference there between the two of them, but nonetheless, if you zoom out and take it all in from a macro perspective and a generalized perspective, it's continuation downside and consolidation on the way there. So that's what I'm looking at with AMC, GME, and SPY. Quick reminder, as I said, I will be live here tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m. from market open to market close. I hope to see you all then. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Do y'all's thing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I will see you all tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for the live stream. Talk to you all then. Later.